If you're over 60, what you're about to discover could add years to your life. I'm not talking about expensive supplements or complicated meal plans. I'm talking about 5 simple foods that Japanese elders eat every single day. And scientists now say these foods are the secret behind Japan's record-breaking longevity. Stay with me, because what Harvard researchers found about food number 3 will completely change how you think about aging. For decades, Western doctors told us that genetics determined how long we'd live. They said your lifespan was written in your DNA, and there wasn't much you could do about it. But then, researchers noticed something extraordinary happening in Japan. People in certain regions were living well into their 90s and hundreds, not just surviving, but thriving with sharp minds and strong bodies. Scientists couldn't ignore it anymore. They traveled to Japan, studied these elders, watched what they ate, and what they discovered shocked the medical community. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't luck. It was food. 5 specific foods that appeared on their plates almost every single day. Now, before I reveal these 5 longevity foods, you need to understand something important. A Johns Hopkins nutritionist recently published findings that stunned her colleagues. She found that these Japanese foods don't just help you live longer. They actually slow down cellular aging at the DNA level. Your cells have something called telomeres. Think of them like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time your cells divide, these telomeres get shorter. When they get too short, that's aging. That's when disease creeps in. But the foods I'm about to share with you, they protect those telomeres. They keep them longer. They keep you younger from the inside out. Here are the 5 longevity foods Japanese elders eat daily, and I'm going to tell you exactly why each one matters and how you can start eating them today. Longevity food number 1 is miso soup. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Soup? That's the secret. But listen to what Stanford researchers discovered. Miso is made from fermented soybeans, and that fermentation process creates something remarkable. It floods your gut with beneficial bacteria called probiotics. Your gut contains trillions of bacteria, and when the good bacteria outnumber the bad, something incredible happens. Your immune system gets stronger, your brain gets sharper, your inflammation drops. Japanese elders start almost every single day with a bowl of miso soup. Not sometimes. Not when they remember, every single morning. And Duke University researchers found that people who eat fermented foods like miso daily have a 40% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to people who don't. But here's what makes miso even more powerful. It contains compounds called isoflavones. These plant chemicals act like gentle hormones in your body. For women over 60, isoflavones help balance hormones naturally, reducing hot flashes and protecting bone density. For men, these same compounds support prostate health. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 70,000 Japanese adults for nearly 2 decades. The people who ate miso soup daily had significantly lower rates of breast cancer, stomach cancer, and stroke. Every single day, 1 bowl of miso soup. That's what the longest living people on Earth do. Now you can find miso paste in most grocery stores these days, usually in the refrigerated section near the tofu. You just need a tablespoon of miso paste dissolved in hot water. Add some seaweed, maybe some tofu cubes, some green onions, and you've got what Japanese centenarians have been drinking for generations. But don't boil the miso, just stir it into hot water. Boiling kills those precious probiotics. But as powerful as miso is, food number 2 might be even more important, and most Americans have never even heard of it. Longevity food number 2 is natto. This is fermented soybeans, but taken to another level. Natto looks unusual, I'll be honest with you. It's sticky, it's stringy, and it has a strong smell. But Cleveland Clinic cardiologists call it one of the most heart-protective foods on the planet. Here's why. Natto contains an enzyme called nattokinase. This enzyme does something that shocked researchers when they first discovered it. It breaks down blood clots, naturally, safely, without the side effects of blood-thinning medications. A Japanese cardiovascular surgeon published research showing that people who eat natto regularly have cleaner arteries, lower blood pressure, and dramatically reduced risk of stroke. In fact, regions of Japan where people eat the most natto have the lowest stroke rates in the entire world. And we're not talking about a small difference. We're talking about stroke rates that are 70% lower than regions where people don't eat natto. But nattokinase isn't the only reason natto is so powerful. It's also one of the richest sources of vitamin K2 on Earth. Now you've probably heard of vitamin K, but K2 is different. Vitamin K2 does something remarkable in your body. It takes calcium out of your arteries where it causes hardening and blockages, and it puts that calcium into your bones where you actually need it. Mayo Clinic researchers found that people with the highest vitamin K2 intake had 50% less arterial calcification than people with the lowest intake. That means cleaner arteries and stronger bones from the same nutrient. Japanese elders eat natto for breakfast, usually over rice with a raw egg and some soy sauce. They stir it up until it gets foamy and stringy, and they eat it almost every single morning. Now, I won't lie to you. Natto is an acquired taste. It's pungent, it's funky. But you can find it in Japanese grocery stores or online, and some companies now make natto supplements that contain that nattokinase enzyme if you can't handle the real thing. But the elders who live the longest, they eat the real food. But wait until you hear about food number 3, because this is the one that shocked Harvard researchers the most. Longevity food number 3 is seaweed. When I say seaweed, I'm talking about nori, wakame, kombu, hijiki, all different types. Japanese elders eat seaweed with almost every meal. They put it in soups, they eat it as snacks, they wrap rice with it. And for the longest time, Western scientists dismissed seaweed as just a low-calorie vegetable. But then, Harvard researchers analyzed the blood of Japanese elders who ate seaweed daily, and what they found changed everything. Seaweed contains a compound called fucoidan. This brown, slimy compound that comes from brown seaweed has been shown in over 900 scientific studies to have remarkable effects on human health. It kills cancer cells. It boosts immune function. It reduces inflammation throughout the entire body. Researchers at the University of California found that fucoidan actually triggers something called apoptosis in cancer cells. That's when cancer cells essentially self-destruct. They found this effect in breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, and prostate cancer cells. But that's not even the most impressive thing about seaweed. Seaweed is the richest natural source of iodine on the planet. Your thyroid gland needs iodine to function. Without enough iodine, your thyroid slows down. And when your thyroid slows down, everything slows down. Your metabolism crashes. Your energy disappears. Your brain gets foggy. Your hair thins out. But here's the problem. Most Americans over 60 are deficient in iodine. We don't eat enough seafood. We don't eat seaweed. And our thyroid function suffers because of it. Japanese elders get abundant iodine every single day from seaweed. Their thyroid glands stay healthy well into their 90s. They maintain high energy, sharp thinking, and healthy metabolism at ages when most Americans are struggling. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that Japanese women have the lowest rates of thyroid problems in the developed world, and researchers directly attribute this to their high seaweed consumption. Seaweed also contains something called alginate. This compound binds to heavy metals in your digestive system, metals like lead, mercury, cadmium, and it pulls them out of your body. We're all exposed to heavy metals through food, water, and air pollution. These metals accumulate over decades and contribute to cognitive decline, heart disease, and cancer. But Japanese elders eating seaweed daily are constantly detoxifying these metals from their system. You can buy seaweed snacks in most grocery stores now, those crispy roasted nori sheets, or you can buy dried wakame to add to soups and salads. Start with small amounts and work your way up. Just a sheet or two of nori daily, or a tablespoon of wakame in your soup. That's all it takes to start getting these protective compounds. But food number 4 is something you've probably heard of, yet you're likely eating it all wrong. Longevity food number 4 is fish. But not just any fish, and not in the amounts you might think. Japanese elders eat fish almost every single day, but usually in smaller portions than Americans eat when they have fish. 3 to 4 ounces, about the size of a deck of cards, and they focus on fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, fish loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. Now you've heard about omega-3s before. Everyone talks about them. But do you understand what they actually do in your body? Every single cell in your body has a membrane, a protective outer layer. Omega-3 fatty acids become part of that membrane. They make your cell membranes more fluid, more flexible, better at communicating with other cells. When your cell membranes are healthy, everything works better. Your brain works better. Your heart works better. Your joints move better. Researchers at Columbia University did brain scans on people over 60. They found that people with the highest levels of omega-3s in their blood had brains that looked 7 years younger than people with low omega-3 levels. 7 years younger, just from eating more fatty fish. The omega-3s reduce brain inflammation, support the growth of new brain cells, and protect against Alzheimer's disease and dementia. But the heart benefits might be even more dramatic. The Cleveland Clinic published research following over 40,000 people for more than a decade. The people who ate fatty fish at least twice a week had 35% fewer heart attacks than people who rarely ate fish. They had lower triglycerides, lower blood pressure, less arterial plaque, and more stable heart rhythms. Cardiologists now say that omega-3s from fish are more protective for your heart than almost any medication. And here's something most people don't know. Omega-3s are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of almost every disease of aging. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, arthritis, all driven by inflammation. Japanese elders eating fatty fish daily keep their inflammation levels remarkably low, even in their 80s and 90s. But you have to eat the right fish. Big predatory fish like tuna and swordfish accumulate mercury. You want smaller fish that are lower on the food chain. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. These fish are rich in omega-3s but low in mercury. Japanese elders often eat these fish grilled with just a little salt or in soups or even raw as sashimi. They don't bread it. They don't deep fry it. They keep it simple so the omega-3s stay intact. If you can't eat fish regularly, a high-quality fish oil supplement can help, but whole food is always better. The protein in fish, the vitamins, the minerals, they all work together with those omega-3s to create the longevity effect. Aim for fatty fish at least 3 times a week, and you'll start to notice the difference. More energy, clearer thinking, less joint pain, better mood. That's what omega-3s do. But the 5th longevity food might surprise you the most because it's not even a food. Well, not exactly. Longevity food number 5 is green tea, specifically matcha or sencha green tea. Japanese elders don't just drink green tea occasionally. They drink multiple cups throughout the day, 3, 4, sometimes 5 cups. And researchers at Tohoku University in Japan discovered something remarkable when they studied this habit. People who drank 5 or more cups of green tea daily had a 26% lower risk of death from any cause compared to people who drank less than 1 cup per day. Any cause: heart disease, cancer, stroke, infections. green tea drinkers live longer no matter what. Green tea contains compounds called catechins, and the most powerful catechin is called EGCG. This compound is one of the most studied nutrients in all of nutritional science, and for good reason. EGCG has been shown in hundreds of studies to fight cancer, protect the brain, support heart health, boost metabolism, and even extend lifespan in laboratory animals. Johns Hopkins oncologists found that EGCG from green tea can slow the growth of breast cancer, prostate cancer, and colon cancer cells. It works by cutting off the blood supply that tumors need to grow. It also activates your body's natural detoxification systems, helping you eliminate cancer-causing compounds before they can damage your DNA. But the brain benefits might be even more impressive. Researchers in Japan followed over 13,000 adults over 65 for several years. The people who drank green tea daily had dramatically lower rates of cognitive decline. Their memory stayed sharper. Their thinking stayed clearer. And when researchers did brain scans, they found that green tea drinkers had more activity in the parts of the brain responsible for memory and learning. EGCG crosses the blood-brain barrier, one of the few compounds that can actually get into your brain tissue. Once there, it reduces inflammation, protects neurons from damage, and even helps clear out the toxic proteins that cause Alzheimer's disease. A UCLA study found that EGCG can break down amyloid plaques, the hallmark of Alzheimer's, right in the brain tissue. Green tea also contains an amino acid called L-theanine. This compound creates a state of calm alertness. It increases alpha waves in your brain, the same brain waves associated with meditation. That's why Japanese elders can drink green tea all day without getting jittery. The L-theanine balances out the caffeine, giving you energy and focus without anxiety or crashes. And here's something beautiful. Green tea supports something called autophagy. That's your body's cellular cleaning system. As you age, damaged proteins and dysfunctional parts of cells accumulate. They create inflammation and disease. Autophagy is the process where your cells break down and recycle this cellular junk. It's like taking out the trash at the cellular level. EGCG from green tea activates autophagy, keeping your cells cleaner and healthier. This is one of the key mechanisms behind green tea's anti-aging effects. Japanese elders drink their green tea plain. No sugar, no milk, just pure green tea. They brew it at temperatures below boiling, usually around 170 to 180 degrees, because boiling water destroys some of those delicate catechins. They'll steep it for 1 to 2 minutes and then they drink it throughout the day. You can buy quality green tea at most stores now, but look for Japanese varieties if you can. Sencha is the most common. Matcha is more concentrated because you're consuming the whole powdered leaf, so you get even more of those beneficial compounds. Start with 2 cups a day and work up from there. Drink it between meals for the best absorption of those catechins. Now, here's what's truly remarkable. When researchers studied Japanese elders who ate all 5 of these foods regularly, miso, natto, seaweed, fish, and green tea, they found something extraordinary. These people didn't just live longer, they lived better. They had what researchers call extended health span, not just lifespan. They stayed mentally sharp into their 90s. They maintained their independence. They kept their muscle mass and bone density. They didn't spend their final years in nursing homes or hospitals. They remained active, engaged, and vibrant right up until the end. Scientists now believe these 5 foods work together synergistically. The probiotics in miso and natto improve your gut health, which allows you to absorb more nutrients from the fish and seaweed. The omega-3s from fish reduce inflammation, which makes the anti-cancer compounds in green tea and seaweed work even better. The iodine in seaweed supports your thyroid, which helps your body metabolize all the other nutrients more efficiently. Everything connects. Everything works together. And here's the best part. You don't need to be Japanese to benefit from these foods. You don't need special genetics. These foods work because of the compounds they contain, and those compounds work in every human body regardless of ancestry. Researchers have tested these foods in Americans, Europeans, and people all over the world. The results are consistent. These foods protect health and extend life. But I want to be clear about something. These foods are not magic bullets. They work best as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Japanese elders don't just eat these 5 foods and then live on pizza and ice cream the rest of the time. They eat moderate portions. They fill their plates with vegetables. They stay physically active. They maintain strong social connections. All of these factors matter. But if you're over 60 and you want to give your body the best chance at a long, healthy life, adding these 5 foods to your daily routine is one of the most powerful things you can do. Start with 1. Maybe start with green tea because it's the easiest. Drink 2 cups a day for a week, then add miso soup in the mornings. Once that becomes a habit, start eating more fatty fish. Work your way up to all 5 foods and give it time. These foods create their benefits slowly over weeks and months by reducing inflammation, by protecting your cells, by keeping your systems running smoothly. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and regenerate, even after 60, even after 70 or 80. But you have to give it the right raw materials. You have to feed it the nutrients it needs to repair damage, to fight disease, to stay strong. These 5 foods provide those nutrients in their most bioavailable, most powerful forms. Japanese elders have proven that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It doesn't have to mean disease and disability. With the right foods, you can age with strength, clarity, and vitality. You can add years to your life and life to your years. That's not a promise. It's a proven fact backed by decades of research and centuries of real-world results. So here's what I want you to do. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Take action today. Go to your grocery store or order online. Get some miso paste. Get some green tea. Try seaweed snacks. Buy some salmon or sardines. Start with just one of these foods this week. See how you feel. Pay attention to your energy, your mental clarity, your digestion, your sleep. Most people notice changes within 2 to 3 weeks. And remember, the longest living, healthiest people on earth eat these foods every single day. Not sometimes, not when they remember, every day. That consistency is what creates the longevity effect. Your body thrives on these nutrients when you provide them regularly, day after day, month after month, year after year.